Good evening, everyone. Yes, we've just done week 3 on my Mounjaro journey, and I'm going to weigh in a little bit, but I'm going to talk about how the week has been, if I've had any side effects, and what the suppression's been like, basically any problems. So yeah, let's have a little chat about it. Oh, flipping hell, that hurt. Okay, so before I jab myself again, I have placed my order for the next batch of injections. I decided to stick with 2.5 for another 4 weeks. I do need to pick those up. I'll pick those up from Asda Pharmacy tomorrow morning. Let's go back to last week. Last Friday was injection day, which was perfect, pretty much perfect. Saturday, for some reason, I had stomach cramps for pretty much all of the day. I had paracetamol. It wasn't cramps that were painful. It was just niggling stomach cramps. Yeah. And then on Sunday, I still had a few stomach cramps for the morning. And then I had this really bad case of acid reflux from lunchtime Sunday until the end of the day. I had to have some Buscopan cramps to kind of like soothe the stomach down because it was bubbling up. I hadn't had anything like carbonated, any fizzy drink or anything like that, and I hadn't stuffed in my face stupid. It got to the point later on in the day that if I burped a lot, it was like someone stabbing an ice pick in your chest. So that was quite unusual. But after I had the Buscopan cramps, then it soothed right down and stopped. And since then, since Sunday, it's completely gone. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, I was pretty much absolutely fine. The first 2 days, actually, Monday and Tuesday, I had so much energy, a lot of energy, and I was doing more walking. I was almost running up the stairs, and I just felt more aware and more awake, not so tired. The first 2 weeks I was actually quite tired, so it's a whole thing about getting used to your body, isn't it? And a foreign object entering your body. Yeah. So I'll keep an eye on that. But since last week, since the weekend, it's been pretty good for the week. Suppression has been really good. I haven't craved anything nuts like fish and chips, burgers, chocolate bars, crisps or anything like that. I haven't been absolutely interested in them whatsoever. So I've kept to the low fat meals and everything. My carbs might be a little bit high. I've cut down on the bread now. I kind of have one of those Warburton's high protein bagels. So I have one of those a week, either one of those or 1.5 of those a week, usually with some cottage cheese and cucumbers and stuff like that. We've had some more salmon in the last week and lots of chicken as well. So it's been good. It's been good. My calories have been between 1,800 and 2,200, which is 1,000 calories less than what I'm supposed to be having. So I'm in a deficit. Although when I had the heartburn on the Sunday, I only had about 1,400 calories because I just didn't want to eat anything at the end of the day. But yeah, it's been pretty good. It's been a pretty good week. So I'm hoping the next week, which will be the 4th week, is going to be the same. I am a little bit fearsome that maybe the day after I inject tonight, tomorrow, I'll maybe have some symptoms, but I'll let you know next week. But my body should be getting used to it, hopefully. And I'm going to try and stay on 2.5 as long as I can, all the time I'm losing weight. First week was really good. I lost 10 pounds. A lot of that, of course, was water. Second week did surprise me a little bit of only losing £1. And this week I've kind of become accustomed to using NutriCheck and keeping certain things low, like making sure that the fats are low, and other things, and the sugars and that, and making sure that I'm getting 30 plus grams of fibre a day and over 100 grams of protein, and I'm usually between 120 to 160 grams of protein. I have also been having a few, a protein drink every now and again, the powder form. And also, if I'm a little bit low on the fibre, I've been using some gummies, having a couple of gummies, 3 little gummies, fibre gummies are about 4 grams, so I've just boosted it up with that. But other than that, yeah, perfectly fine. It was just last week's little setback with the stomach cramps and the heartburn, or the indigestion, whatever it is. But as I said, it's all gone. That all went back in last Sunday. So yeah, let's get on to the weigh-in, because I am kind of interested to see how I've done this week. I have noticed my stomach is flatter, and I've also noticed the trousers, my jeans, they kind of feel more baggy in the legs. I've had to move a belt hole, so I'm now on my last belt hole. And I'm going to have to make another hole in the belt or buy a new belt. And also I've noticed how loose the jeans have become, because they were always tight. And I could just walk around with the jeans without a belt if I wanted to. But now I have to wear a belt to keep them up. But like I say, they're becoming a lot looser just after 3 weeks. So it may not be resulting in the weigh-in every week, like some people say. That it's also, you need to measure yourself, because you might lose dimensions around you as well. And also I went to Cineworld, my Cineworld in Dover today. They don't have recliner chairs, they have kind of like those tight little red chairs that have got cup holders in them, and whenever I've been there before, it is a bit of a squeeze to get in them, and it kind of like pushes you on your thighs on the side. I had no problem today. Yeah, okay, the side of the arms were against my leg, but it's not like I had to squeeze them in. I didn't have to squeeze in the chair, and I found it easier to get out of the chair as well. So I think it's not just showing in the actual amount of weight that you're losing, it's showing in your measurements as well. So that's all brilliant. That is all good. Yeah, before you know it, I'll be sitting in a theatre chair somewhere. How bleeding narrow those theatre chairs are. Anyway, so let's get on with the weigh-in, and let's find out if I've lost this week and how much I've lost. And hopefully I haven't gained. I can't see myself gaining, because I've been in a deficit for the last week. Right, let's go and do it. Okay, so week 3, where are we? 27.10. I think that's a £3 loss. 27.13 last week. Yes, that's a £3 loss this week. I'm happy with that. Okay, £3. Okay, I'm happy with that. I am happy with that. I had thought that I had lost something. I didn't have a negative thought, but £3 is a really good loss. Yeah, so it's 2 up on last week. I think the NHS stipulate £1 to £2 is a perfectly acceptable weight loss each week. And three's pretty good. 3's just a little bit of added extra on the top there. I didn't want to lose too much every week. That's the thing. I don't want to end up with lots of saggy skin. And I know people that have been losing a lot of weight quick, fast, are coming into some medical problems. I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not going to tell you what you can and what you can't do. But I have read a lot that some people that have lost a lot of weight really quickly are suffering with like gallstones and pancreatitis and stuff like that. So I didn't want to go down that road. So if I lose anywhere between £1 to £3 a week, I'm perfectly happy. There's going to be weeks where I'm going to be at a plateau. and it's not going to move. And if that does happen, if I get to the point where that happens and I'm not moving, then I'll consider then moving up to the 5 millidose. Yeah, so anyway, so there we go. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to make sure that you get lots more Mounjaro news. I might go out for another walk sometime this week. I might take you down the seafront in the next 2 days, because there's a 17th century sailboat like the Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean that's docked in. It's a replica, of course, not the real one, but it still looks pretty cool. I might get down there and video that. But hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next Friday for another weigh-in and another update on how it's been for the last week. Till the next video, bye bye.